Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I am your host, your ghost host. And it appears we are joined by someone that's not Jimmy. An evil Jimmy. A soul-sucking, sinister Jimmy. It's terrifying. It truly is terrifying.
It is a scary mask. And it's hot.
It's a good go-to Halloween costume. How long have you had that now?
Yeah, you're right. I pop it out every year. It's probably been like 4 years. And the first time I got it, I got a black morph suit, put on the mask, sat outside, waited for trick-or-treaters to act like I was a doll and then jump out. And no trick-or-treaters came, so it was a long Halloween. It was a little lonely, a little depressing. But that was the night of the Miami Duke game with the return, so it all worked out.
I was at a Taylor Swift concert that night.
Brutal. And, bad on Taylor Swift to have a concert on Halloween. Like for her audience to be predominantly kids, and you do it on Halloween, putting them in that predicament.
Shame on you. I think about that a lot with if you hold any sort of event on a holiday, shame on you.
Yep.
What are we doing? You think that your specific event trumps a national holiday? I guess Halloween's not is Halloween a national it's not I don't know.
You don't get it
it's not a federal holiday.
Yeah.
You don't get Halloween.
It should be.
It should be. Or the day after Halloween. That way all the trick-or-treaters can have fun, get wasted on candy, and they don't have to go to school the next day.
Yeah. They should just make it a weekend all the time.
But then you don't think it should be on October 31st every year?
It should be the last Saturday of October. Or last Friday. So the kids can go out trick-or-treat, and then they have Saturday the next day.
Yeah.
I mean, it means nothing for me now. It's probably the biggest holiday that you don't get off.
Yeah. But it's, the older you get, it's different. Then you can make some homemade chili, watch some football. You're handing out the candy. I think I like it better now, actually.
Yeah, but kids stopped coming to mom and dad's house, and we still lived there. Did they come by your apartment? Did they do that last year? I was actually in Atlanta last year.
No. Yeah, they do not trick or treat through the apartment halls. No, sir.
Yeah. So
maybe I'll leave out a bucket.
As you get older, Halloween turns into drinking and scandalous clothing. Everything. Once the kids dressed up as witches when they were younger, now it is sexy witch. And it's sad.
It is sad. I'm going to dress up as a sexy sales rep this year. How does that sound? All right. But we still have several weeks to go to Halloween. Not several, I guess, just a few, but don't get your panties in a knot or in a wad. We need to focus in on more important things. We need to start easing our way into Halloween. So we're going to talk about ghosts a little later on. But before that, we're going to go ahead and rate a beer. Happens to what beer of the week? So for those that aren't familiar, this is the segment of the show we call Beer of the Week, where we rank a beer of the week.
We like to think people maybe take our recommendations and then they're like, oh, I heard about that on Happens to What? I'm going to go try this beer.
I listened to a podcast. These guys, they recommended this beer. They gave it 6 stars out of a galaxy. So why don't we all join in?
So I'll go first. We have different beers again. We did good last week. But I think mine kind of goes along with Halloween or like fall. It's called the Village Wit. It's a Belgian style wheat ale with coriander and orange peel from Steel Bender Brewery Yard. So we had a Steel Bender beer a while ago. And see
focus, get it focused in the camera.
There we go.
Oh, there she is.
Village
beautiful. That gives me a little spooky vibes, little villagers. Yeah. Where's Steel Bender located at for all of our locals out there that can go visit? Put in our coupon code.
Oh boy, we knew this the first time we did a Steel Bender.
It's Detroit.
Los Ranchos,
New Mexico.
New Mexico. Yep.
If you live in Los Ranchos, New Mexico, go to Steel Bender, tell them Happens to What sent you. You'll get 10% added to your bill for being an idiot. Yeah. I have the mecca of Oktoberfest, Sierra Nevada, beautiful brewery, originals in California, the beautiful on the river in Asheville, North Carolina. Family owned.
You would call that the mecca of Oktoberfest?
That in the United States, yes.
Better than Sam Adams?
I do like this one better than Sam Adams. Sam Adams, like they pour cinnamon in it, you know?
Do they?
No, they don't. It's just what it tastes like. Sierra Nevada's slogan is family owned, operated, and argued over. Terrific establishment.
Meanwhile, they're just a massive brewery and not nearly family run. Yeah.
And can you imagine they're just getting in huge arguments every single day at work? Like, and they that shows you this family, the Sierra Nevada family, Mr. Sierra Nevada got in so many fights with his family. He's like, we got to just put this it's got to be part of our slogan because you guys are all the worst. I mean, that's saying something. It's a delicious beer. Like I said, it's the mecca of Oktoberfest. I'm giving this 8.4 pumpkins out of 10.6 pumpkins at Jack's Pumpkin Patch.
Jack's Pumpkin Patch. I'm going to give mine. So it's the Village Wit. Is that like the dunce? Or is that someone that's smart?
A witty person. Or no, a wit. A twit? You're thinking of a twit. A twat.
What's
I think
something?
a wit is a smart person.
What's something that corresponds with a village back in the day? Polio.
Witches.
Okay, witches. I'll give it. I don't like it. I'm not a big wheat beer guy. I'm going to give it 2.4 witches out of 5.8.
Wow.
Probably my worst rated beer yet. But it's not. But that's the thing. It's not Steelbender's fault here. I'm not a big wheat beer guy.
Fair enough. So Steelbender, Los Rancheros, New Mexico. We still love you guys. Thanks for sending us the swag. Thanks for all our sponsorships. All right. I think we can go ahead and get into the next segment, Jimmy.
All right. Burns my biscuit.
This is a segment we like to call What Burns My Biscuit. And last week, Jimmy had his. He did his on
something.
I
don't even remember.
Son of a burnt biscuit. I can't remember. Must not have been that good. Must have been lame.
It must have been awful. I legitimately can't think.
Radio commercials.
Yes, commercial-free radio. It's true. Still bothers me.
Still bothers them. This week, it's me. And it's a little scary how many of these I have in my back pocket. Like, I am always ready to rant on what burns my biscuit. So, without further ado, actually, Jim, I need you to intro me into it. Ask me the question, and then I'll get into it.
Oh, Joe, what burns your biscuit? Sorry, I pulled up the picture. I thought that's what you were cueing me in on.
No. It's okay. Run it back one more time. Ask me again. Just to smooth it out.
I'll take this off the screen. Joe.
Yep.
Joe, what burns your biscuit?
Jimmy, you want to know what burns my biscuit? Biscuits, plural. I have many biscuits.
Oh, that's true. Has that been a typo we've literally had on this show forever? Probably.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Darn it.
Anyways, what burns my biscuits is brunch. Now you can put the picture up of a group of people enjoying brunch.
Yes.
What is brunch? I think the idea of brunch is one of the dumbest things and one of the biggest day ruiners that this social world has ever seen. When I say social world, not socialist, just social, out and about, talking and hanging. Brunch happens, what would you say, between 10 a.m. and noon is what brunch was supposed to be. A mixture of breakfast and lunch is how we get the word brunch. And it has suddenly become a thing with millennials, Gen X's, Gen ABC'ers, that we sleep in, I guess. People are sleeping in, you lazy bums, and starve ourselves, don't eat breakfast, starve ourselves until it's 11 a.m. to go to a restaurant that, mind you, most of these restaurants you're going to do not specialize in breakfast food. No siree. These are sometimes high-end dinner places that one day out of the week they learn how to make good omelets and French toast, and everywhere's got bottomless mimosas. Because what a perfect way to start off your day is by getting absolutely blitzed eating subpar breakfast food. Shame on you people. And then you eat the whole brunch and everyone's having a jolly good time having a conversation that apparently couldn't happen at breakfast and it couldn't happen at lunch. It had to happen in between. And now you're full. So it is 11 a.m. and you are full. You're done. So lunch is out of the question. But now comes that awkward time of 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You've already missed lunch. Now, what are you going to do? Are you going to have some weird early bird dinner at Cracker Barrel with the 90-year-olds? Or are you going to have to starve yourself again until 6:30, 7 o'clock to have a normal time dinner? It throws your whole day off. It's insane. Get your group of friends together, go out to a good breakfast at a good breakfast spot, or go out to a good lunch at a good lunch spot. But don't go to some fancy steakhouse that today only is doing bottomless mimosas and eggs Benedict crab cakes, whatever. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. I think the whole idea of brunch it's insane to me. Never invite me to a brunch. If you're out there and you were about to text me and you want to get brunch, throw it out the window.
I'm trying to think about where I land on this one.
And I have to clarify. Pull up my mom's comment. I have to clarify something. She says, oh, yeah, what about the Grand Cypress brunch? Now, I'm not talking about good breakfast brunch buffets. That's a whole different ball game. You know, like when you go on Easter after church or like that's a whole different game. I'm talking about it's a standard Saturday and we're going over to the dive bar because they've got good French toast and Bloody Marys. Like that's the kind of brunch I'm talking about. I'm not talking about these fancy buffets.
Yeah, I will say it's a heck of a topic to be passionate about, but I don't know where I land on. I agree. It messes up the meals the rest of the day. That's the big thing with me. It's like, oh, we had a big breakfast, like, or it was brunch, I guess. Like, and so then you eat dinner around like 5-ish, and then you're hungry at 10 p.m. and you're starving. So I don't like that part of it. And I will agree that I forget what holiday it was, but we couldn't find a place to eat. I think it was Mother's Day. We couldn't find a place to eat brunch, and I was with Mackenzie's family. And for some reason, the place we went to like lost our reservation or something. And so we went to Bonefish. And what Bonefish is known for is Bang Bang Shrimp.
Yeah.
And they had like this really weird, and I agree, like they turned their like best dishes into like breakfast things. And it was like Bang Bang Shrimp Eggs Benedict with hollandaise sauce, like Bang Bang eggs. Like it was, I got it. I was like, oh, I love Bang Bang Shrimp. It was bad. It was really bad.
And that's the thing. You bring up a good point with these places that do brunch every weekend. It then ruins it for the person that's just going there to get, like, it could be a seafood restaurant and you're going there to just have a good seafood lunch and they give you the brunch menu.
Oh, it's like 5 things. Yeah.
I don't want I hate prefix menus. I don't want this. I want what this place is known for. If I wanted breakfast, I would have gone to Einstein's. You know,
I'll say what I normally just default to breakfast when I go to a brunch spot. Like I'll get the stuff that's towards breakfast.
Do you go breakfast or lunch? That starts at your drink order. Like I'm not doing bottomless mimosas, but then getting a turkey Reuben sandwich. You know, so
and like this picture right here, people will do this stuff. Like they'll just get like wine. And like, oh God, it sounds terrible.
These
like
people
it's like 10:30 and they're just knocking back. I can have a mimosa, but they'll legitimately have white wine and stuff like that. I've never had a Bloody Mary, but apparently they're good.
Get me black coffee, a waffle, and some sausage at 9 a.m. I'll see you at 12 p.m. and we're gonna get ourselves good old turkey sandwich and some chips, and then I'll see you again at 6 o'clock for some pizza. That's how you eat. Okay.
This is a good one. I agree.
Thank you.
It ruins the day. And for someone like you that's very what's the word for it? You have a schedule to your whole life. Yeah, schedule oriented. It's tough for you.
Scheduled Oriental.
Yeah, no.
No. All right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, that it fires me up, and that is what burns my biscuits. Let us know what burns your biscuits. Send it in the chat, text us, comment us, DM us, and maybe it'll be on the show. Maybe it'll also burn my biscuit, and you'll have the honor of having me rant about something you care about.
The whole bottomless mimosa thing, that burns my biscuit too. Like, it's
Oh,
never a price that makes sense. It's always the price of if you had like 3 mimosas, and at that point it's like, okay, maybe I'll have a 4th, but then I just feel like death after that.
Yeah.
It's like
Also-
bottomless. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, please. I forgot what I was going to say.
I mean, please.
I was going to say, I probably after like 4 or 5, you're on the floor anyway. So like what, you get your money's worth out of 1.
Right. And then your Saturday's ruined.
Yeah.
I was going to say also Bloody Marys are disgusting.
Some people live and die by Bloody Marys.
There are very few things I absolutely can't stand the taste of it, and Bloody Marys is one of them.
Really?
It's just like I'm eating some dip, a dip for a chip, or like cocktail sauce for shrimp. Like I'm just drinking that.
Yeah. I've never had it. Yeah, there's like weird stuff in that stuff. There's like hot sauce and I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Happens to what in the world?
Happens to what in the world?
The top of the gosh, I'm having trouble speaking today. I'm not going to say words are hard today. Must be
right? Yeah. Wind down Wednesdays. Thank God.
2 more days to Friday.
God, is it Friday yet? Oh, it feels like it's been 7 days already.
You can tell I haven't had my coffee yet.
Oh, man.
Happens to what in the world? The topic of conversation today is, are ghosts real? And so for Mackenzie's birthday this past weekend, I took her to Jekyll Island, a hotel called Jekyll Island Club. And it's a historic club. The wealthiest people in the world, and now still the wealthiest, stay there, including me. The wealthiest people in the world used to have places there: Rockefeller, J.P. Morgan. Yeah, I've heard of them. And so it's a super old place. Like the building Mackenzie and I were staying at was built in 1890 something, like somewhere in the 1890s. So very old. Wow. And there's stories of it all being haunted. Apparently, the attic was haunted. That's where the servants used to live. At the place I was at, there's a bellman that's apparently haunts the clubhouse. There's there was something else. I think it was a man, some wealthy guy back in the day used to always read a newspaper and drink his coffee in the lobby. So people that do that in the lobby notice that their coffee is sipped when they look away, and their paper is folded over when they look away as well. So ghosts are apparently haunting in here. So that's why I took Mackenzie here. She likes historical places, but also haunted places. And I gotta say, I did not see a ghost. And I didn't want to see.
Did you feel a ghost?
No. Here's a picture of a ghost. I didn't want to see a ghost. No, I didn't want to feel it, and I wanted no part of it, because in my mind, I don't think ghosts actually exist. I do think it's demons. And so I was like, if I see any type of spirit in here, this is a demon, and that's bad.
Right. Now, did Mackenzie see any ghosts?
So she did not see any on this trip, but a fun story with Mackenzie is about 3 years ago, we were at my buddy Adam's wedding. And
who Adam was on the show?
Yes, yep. Adam was a guest on the show, and we were at his wedding. And how the building was shaped is kind of like a U, and like where everyone was like congregating was at the bottom of the U. Oh, here's the camera. It's like at the bottom of the U, and then there's like these 2 branches up here, and like there's a bar on each side. And so, but it was like a long hallway, and the bars were at like the very top. So we walked out of the main area, and we went to go get a drink at one of the bars. And Mackenzie swears by it, and I believe her. She's my wife, I don't want to think she's crazy. That she saw a small, dark figure run on down the hall or across the hall. Like that's on the U. Does that make sense? So
as much as it's going to,
she was at the bar and she looked down the long hall and just saw a dark figure run across, a little figure. And so at the time, she didn't really think anything of it, but it was a couple days later, and she was still thinking about it. And we realized, we're like, because it was the size of a child. She says it was definitely a child. And then we realized there was no children at the wedding. It was adults only. So that's where it started getting a little creepy. And so then she looked into the history of the place. This used to be an old plantation. We were up in Tallahassee, Florida at Goodwood. And it was an old plantation. And they actually had, Mackenzie calls them and reports the sighting to the people. And obviously they're eating it up. And they say, yeah, we've had reports before of children laughing through the halls. And we actually had hired paranormal investigators to come through here. So Mackenzie swears that she saw a ghost, and she's extremely passionate about it. So I think if she actually second guessed or is like, maybe this was an animal, she would have said it by now, but the girl swears by it. It's a creepy story. I mean, I remember when she saw it, she's like, I just saw something run across. And I was like, oh, that's weird. But we just got back to the wedding. So scary.
It's scary if you believe in it. So here's where I stand on it. You want to know what burns my biscuit?
But how would you explain that? How would you explain what she saw?
I mean,
she said it was on two legs.
So was it like a shadowy figure, or was it like legit she saw a kid running?
Do you want me to bring her in here?
Yeah, you can bring her. Is she going to say the exact same story?
Questions. No, well, I just need to ask her some of these questions.
Before you bring her in, I'm going to preface this by saying
we have a even more haunted hotel. Stephanie Parker said, "Okay, if it's definitely haunted, Stephanie, I don't know if I want to go. Like if it's especially New Orleans,
like if you're like
witchcraft going on,
if you're like convinced one night and staying there, you're like, oh, 100%. Yeah, I'm out.
Like the reports here was like, oh, a bellman would like knock on people's doors every now and then.
So here's the thing.
That's fine.
Real quick, I will preface this by saying I'm a Christian. I believe in demonic activity. I also believe that flash the tattoo. I also believe people go to heaven and hell. All right. So just preface it with that. That's where I'm going in with this.
Okay.
So put that aside. So we've already talked, all right, demonic activity. We're not even talking about that at this point because we're talking about some little kid running between bars. Preface it with that. Why would these ghosts, first of all, does everyone that die become a ghost? Why would ghosts spend their time doing such stupid stuff like running between two poles or turning a sink on and off? I mean, what are we doing here? If you are a ghost, you are a dead person haunting the living. Wouldn't you think there'd be a little bit more haunting than, I mean, what, like a quick glimpse of a shadow? I think we've got so far up in our heads of you're going to these places, you think it's going to be haunted, and every little whisper you hear, it's a ghost. I just don't get it. I don't get what ghosts are doing.
Stephanie has a very good point. Have you seen Casper?
They have unfinished business. So what? All right, I want to know what this little kid's unfinished business was between the bars. Was he waiting for his last drink to be poured?
Well, no, he was a slave child probably. Oh, but here's the thing: wow. It could very well because it was a plantation. But
I didn't know it could have been the people that own the plantation's child.
It could very well have been a demon, though. That's the other thing. Like that's what's even more scary. And honestly, that might even be what Mackenzie believes is that it could have. But I don't know.
But actually, you're talking about you're telling me you're telling me a demonic spirit just did a little pitter patter, said hello and's gone. That's what their end goal was.
They their goal is to scare you and wear you down. She just wasn't there long enough.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
The goal is to wear you down. Have you ever seen The Conjuring? The beginning, they scare you and they wear you down. They get you in a bad emotional state, and then that's when they possess you.
I get that. I'm on board. I think there is demonic activity. I just think what we have come up with, the idea of what ghosts are, like the door shuts, or there's a little orb, and the orb thing. I mean, come on, guys. It's 2021. We know how cameras work. Get the orb stuff out of here.
Mackenzie believes in the orbs.
It's simple science. Get that out of here.
I have to see if she can at least answer some questions on this.
Bring her in.
Let me grab her really quick.
Jimmy has left the room. He is going to get Mackenzie, who has reported that she had a real life ghost encounter, and we are going to see if we can poke some holes in it or if she's going to stay true. She claims that she saw a little ghost boy pitter-patter his way through a wedding venue.
She's coming, and she seems a little alarmed.
Oh boy.
I don't know why she's in a blanket. She's wearing clothes, guys. I don't know what to say.
All right. For everyone watching,
the
she
audience.
is oh.
Am I wearing clothes?
There she is.
So,
That's what I saw.
So Mackenzie, I've already explained what you saw, but Joe's not believing that it was an actual little kid you saw, correct? So tell us exactly. We have the whole lead up. We know the situation we were at. What did you see run across the hallway?
It was.
Speak into the mic, please.
It was about a 4-foot max dark figure. It stopped me dead in my tracks. It was not an everyday sight. It was a small dark figure, child size. Could not have been an adult. Could not have been a tiny person. Child.
Joe has left the show. I don't know where he is.
I'm offended.
I think he got kicked out. Joe's internet's been brutal for this show as of late. So
Maybe the ghost I saw.
I'll continue to ask you questions. So this ghost, was it 100% you saw it on two legs? Like it could it have possibly been?
I didn't see a 2-leg. There were no details on the body. It was a dark figure. It was not, I did not see arms. I did not see legs. It was a dark figure.
Oh no, Joe's calling me. I got to invite him again. So you didn't see 2 legs. Okay, so I lied earlier because I told everyone that you saw it was definitely 2 legs that you saw go across.
I mean, I've never specified the limbs on this figure now. So
Jimmy.
Hey, Joe. Yeah.
Got kicked out.
Yeah, I invited you again.
All right. Well, my computer is now not letting me even log in.
Oh, no.
Completely locked out.
Oh, God.
There's a curse. Guys, there's a curse on YouTube.
We started talking about ghosts, and it got dangerous. Joe, I'll try and wrap up the show for everyone. The viewers are getting restless.
This is why you don't mess with this kind of
Well,
stuff.
Mackenzie has confirmed it was a figure, did not see 2 legs.
It was a dark figure.
Could this have been a deer?
So there's no 2 legs. Darn it.
Could it have been a tall deer?
No.
Could have been a rat.
No. It
I
was a
believe
dark
you.
Figure.
Mackenzie was convicted enough by this to call up Goodwood Museum and confirm what she saw. And they said they've had sightings of children before.
Paranormal investigators confirmed child spirits on the property. Are they spirits? Are they demons?
So this whole episode has really taken a left turn. We got 3 people in one screen right now. Joe on the phone.
Wait,
Um,
am I on the screen?
Yeah, you're on speaker. No, you're not on the screen.
Gotcha.
Who's this sexy ghost woman?
Hmm?
Jimmy, who's that?
I
Sexy
pull up,
ghost girl.
I make these graphics every week. I just did a little Photoshop on this one.
She's so hot.
So yeah,
We'll talk about this
the
later.
jury's out. Are ghosts real? My wife said she had a sighting of a ghost. Was it a demon? I don't know.
The fact that I was really hoping it had legs. If this thing had legs, now you've got me. I'm going to stay.
You weren't believing
Okay.
before. You're just saying that now. Yeah. All right. Oh, there.
Hey,
He is back.
hey, testing.
Wow. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much, Mackenzie, for that.
Got it.
I'm sorry I lied about the legs.
Just cut it.
I can you guys can have me on again. It's no problem.
Yeah,
you
no,
can talk
you
to
can-
my agent and I can come back on the show
For sure. You can head out.
anytime. But just consult my agent first, please.
Okay, Cash is at the door.
Got it. Hear you. Okay, I can hear you now, and this is a disaster.
Oh, did you not hear any of that?
No.
Well, I had to improvise a little bit there. I'm sweating.
Yeah, well, I'm soaked. Can you start over at? All I remember is after I did my burns my biscuits. Oh man. Oh well. This is you get what you pay for. First, I don't know why I just got completely kicked off. It like logged me out.
You're
of my
on
computer.
AT&T Fiber.
I don't think it was Wi-Fi. It took me out of my computer. Like it logged me out of everything.
So it's your computer.
Yeah.
Is your work one or personal?
Work.
Yeah, this is work. True. What am I saying?
Yeah.
I mean, my work computer's been a disaster lately, but might be on its last legs.
Boom. Stephanie Parker, are you on Ring Central? That's a zinger. If you use Ring Central at work, you would understand it's the worst. We can sign off with that.
Have a good one, everyone.